Right, good evening everybody. We'll try again, shall we? Right, good evening. Welcome to another interesting combo with me in the blog. Right, I'm going to go back to last night. Just a quick one. When I was complaining about this price rise and everything like that, I said that I wasn't going to be surprised if the amount of people who didn't pay went up to millions. Well, looking at the response today all over the UK, it looks like it's going to do that. They're just going to pull the plug on it. So the companies are going to go eek. So I don't know what to say this is, but the chancellor now he actually said, you need to cut the usage of your power. So the only time I have my power on is when I'm doing this. Really, I have my television, low use television, and my fridge on. That's about it for the day. I'm eating more cold meals and all sorts. It's crazy. But he's actually said, but people are telling him that he actually says he might have to help people who are on 45,000 plus a year as well. So if they can't afford it, how can the people that like me at the bottom on 10,000? How can we afford it? Yo, bro. Right. Little bit off. I've got a couple of subjects. Right. Also, the people who are going round stopping oil. This Stop Oil Rebellion. I believe it's six petrol stations they vandalised today. Right. I don't agree with that one bit. I think you're a bunch of morons. Yeah. That's not hurting the government. That's hurting the taxpayers who are trying to get to work. Yeah, and important like ambulances and things like that. Stop doing that. As far as I'm concerned, it's vandalism. It's criminal damage and it's vandalism. I hope you'll all get 2 years apiece for that one. So see how you do in prison. So you won't be nailing anything there. You'll be the one getting nailed. Right. Just pack it in. That's not helping anybody at all, and it's causing problems. Everyone's going against you, so stop thinking you're clever. You're not. So right. The droughts. I've got to go to the droughts. It's going to be fairly quick today. The droughts themselves. Right. We've got it bad over here. We've got rivers drying up. The reservoirs are starting to dry now. So we're on this 10 out of 12. I think 10 out of 12 it is. At least hosepipe bans. I think the Bowsers are going to be next on that one. I think that'll be probably end of next week unless we get some rain. Right. Also, France and Germany, very hard hit as well. So Germany, it's a double whammy. Well, it's a double whammy everywhere because what we're not realising is they're getting, not as bad as us, but they're getting hit with increases in fuel. And then also Nostrum 3, I think it's pronounced Nostrum 3, the big pipeline from Russia, it's getting cut off next week for 3 days for maintenance. So Germany who imports, I think it's over 40% of their gas from them as fuel. We'll call it fuel. They're going to have major problems. So because everything's going to start shutting down. As I say, over here, we aren't that reliant on it. I think 4%. That's all. So we can actually get by with British gas in the oil fields up the north of the country and off the coast, and we've also got solar and everything like that. But France and Germany are going to get hard hit next week when that pipeline gets cut off. As well as that, with the waterways drying up, I haven't heard if the Rhine has been it must have been affected, but I haven't heard if it's been shut off yet. Basically unnavigable by large boats, because that's going to affect them as well. So they won't be able to, even if they can get coal in, they won't be able to get it up to where they need it. So they're going to have problems. In China, the Yellow River is also same thing. That's drying up. It's puddles now, just giant puddles. It's not. It's still just flowing. Just flowing. Boats can't move up and down it. Excuse me. If you wonder why I'm always burping and things like that, it's the heart tablets and everything I'm on. So the medication I'm on does affect me in weird ways, and that's one of them. I'm terribly sorry about that. There's nothing I can do about it. So right. So what the Chinese are doing, they're seeding the clouds. Now, if anyone doesn't know what seeding the clouds are for the younger audience or anything, they send rockets up and they disperse like aluminium foils and things like this, and not pesticides and chemicals, and that actually forces the precipitation in the clouds. It makes the clouds heavier, so it makes rain falls, they get water. Right, so they're launching everything they can up there trying to get some water into China. You've got to think 1 in 3 people are Chinese, so if they run short of water, that's a lot of people who are going very thirsty very quickly. So not good news at all. Also, Pakistan is the absolute opposite. Pakistan, over 1,000, they're forecasting over 1,000 dead already from flooding, from drowning. The rains have opened there and they are just not stopping. They're literally going up on railway embankments and all sorts, trying to get out of the water. And the government have told them to seek higher land. So that's really bad. That is, there's loads of people drowning. And then you've also got Imran Khan. If you remember, a couple of days ago, he's been charged with terrorism. So he was the Prime Minister of India or China. India or Pakistan, I can't remember which. But we always remember him from the cricket. I was going to say golf then. So that shows how much sporty I am. Anyway, so we always remember him. Anyway, he's been charged with terrorism. So, that's not good, is it? Right, so that is pretty much the major news at the moment. So what I am going to reiterate to everybody is that don't go out and do silly things like these people are trying to stop the oil. That's just making those pumps cost a lot of money to replace. So you're actually defeating the object. So what they could do is actually ban them from all all petrol stations. Ban all the ones at a quarter and ban them for life. So they'll never ever be able to get fuel, petrol or diesel. And then watch them. Well, they'll be the only guys who are walking, because they won't be able to get a job, and then they won't be able to insure their push bikes. So they'll be walking everywhere. See how many petrol stations they get to then. Right, so pack that one in. Right. Also, I heard the other day that the young lady, the blah, 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 blah lady, was chattering about something. I wish she'd shut up, to be quite honest, because, to be quite honest, she's going everywhere she can, all over the world, in jets, planes, cars and diesels. She's probably got the, whatever it is, the footprint of 50 elephants at the moment with the environment. Right, so I think hopefully we'll never hear from her again. Right, rude little child. Right, anyway, I think she's about 18 or something now. Right, so as we say, the Chancellor says, cut your expenses. Please remember that. When your child's shaking with cold, don't warm them up. Just tell them to run round. Yeah, that'll be all right. Get some candles for when you go to the toilet. And then start buying newspapers so you can actually wipe your bum with it as well, so don't run out of toilet paper, and any other useful bits of information I'll try to find for you and pass on. So from when I was a child, because obviously that's where we're heading to. I know he did say something about a war, and I thought, I can't remember us declaring war against anybody. I know what he's on about, but that's got nothing to do with. You cannot blame that with the situation we have at the moment. We all know that everyone's on the sidelines saying, there's something coming, there's something coming, there's something coming. I'll tell you what's coming. So, remember what happened to Charles II? That happened because the rich were taking the mickey out of the poor. And the poor said, we've had enough of this. Yeah, well, you get into that category again. The Queen is actually, we're on the Queen's side this time. Yeah. So it'll be you lot foot chopping unless you pack it in. So get yourselves sorted, get into a room, sort this problem out. Everyone's getting a bit fed up of it all. Otherwise, all of you will be gone. The whole lot of you. Labour and all the other parties, everyone will vote independent, and a lot of you'll be gone. And you'll never get another job either in this country. But you've made enough money, because remember that when you get your electricity and your gas bill, you'll just put it down to expenses. So you're all right, Jack. Yeah. So, all right, everybody. Just a little. I thought I'd just remind you of that we're paying their electric bills and gas. All right, TTFN. And if you see them going into your cafe or restaurant or anything like that, please refuse all MPs service. That way, when they start starving and realise that it is affecting everybody, they might go back to work and get this sorted. All right, ta-ta. Remember to subscribe.